Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. CreditGotti is tuning in, and today's episode is going to be very transformative to many individuals out there. So many people are looking to find extra ways, especially I believe we are going to be heading into another recession. So a lot of people are looking for ways to make money from home. And I'm going to show you guys how with your guys' consumer report. Every single one of you guys have something on your consumer report and where you guys can go out and get the remedy for having these accounts being reported on your consumer report. What I want you guys to understand as well too is that Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion are not the only consumer reporting agencies. We're currently tuning in right now as well too. To give you guys a little background, we're actually going to be hosting every week. We have a nonprofit called Collective Consciousness, and we're going to get it back going. This is where we have it. This is our family house, and we got the barn back here. We got a bunch of animals, goats. We got a baby goat, 2 baby goats actually that were just born. So, wanted to give you guys a little background because we are going to get the collective consciousness going back. It's yoga, meditation, sound therapy, just a collective community of conscious individuals looking to continue to raise our level of consciousness all together. So that's what we are going to be doing here back again very soon. We did it about 2 years ago. If you guys are a local business, you guys want to bring your business here, we're going to have setups for vendors, everything all throughout the yard. It's about 1.5 acres, so we got some good land here. So I wanted to, and this is in the Phoenix area as well too. So we're not anywhere, far. We're right here and literally damn near right by downtown. So, we are going to be getting those something where every weekend, if those that don't go to church or have somewhere sacred to go, we're going to open that and open our arms, to the community out here. So looking forward to that and helping heal and transform so many different lives within this. So that's going to be a blessing. That'll be coming very soon. So if you guys are in the Phoenix area, Arizona area, feel free to text 305-575-2843. And that's for anything. Honestly, today specifically, I am going to be covering, though, family, once again, how to get paid from consumer law. So there's multiple avenues and multiple ways of getting paid just off of credit alone. I'll touch upon those a little bit, but today specifically, I did want to touch upon consumer law and getting paid off of consumer law. So first thing I did want to cover and go over with you guys is setting up multiple different credit profiles. So a lot of people are familiar with the CPN, the credit profile number, right? Those are auto-generated numbers that people go out and then have their information reported, from different data furnishing databases, and through that it'll get reported by the consumer reporting agencies to then therefore generate a credit score for this made up number, 9-digit number. What I do recommend is actually setting up an EIN number, right? This EIN number is going to be generated from the IRS, so it's a government issued number, right, from the IRS. You guys can also do this through other agencies as well. To my brother Taekwon X, you guys can check out his channel. I highly advise, if you guys are not already in tune with his channel and his teachings, that you do get in tune with Taekwon X. You guys can find him on YouTube. I'm at Taekwon, TAQUANEX. And we do a lot of collabs as well too, so you can check out my channel, his channel, for some of our collaborations and gain a lot of insight from those as well too. Specifically though, family, today I wanted to touch upon and show you guys multiple different avenues. So with that being said, one of his teachings is an EIN setup. I've gone through, helped many of my mentees get set up with this as well too. And with this EIN, what it allows you to do is it's a sole proprietor EIN that is going to be named, the business name is going to be your first and last name, right? So I do recommend you guys going to get that set up to now have a whole new personal credit profile number. As you guys are getting this set up and getting your information in the databases of these financial institutions and consumer reporting agencies, applying for different accounts, getting denied, etc. You guys are then going to have multiple different inquiries. See, with consumer law, it's vital to know consumer law, because per inquiry, we can not only get them removed within 24 hours, we can also get the remedy per inquiry as well too. So that is the power of just knowing the FCRA as a whole. If you guys know the FCRA, you guys can get any inquiry removed, any account at that removed. But specifically knowing the ins and outs, you guys will be able to get inquiries removed within 24 to 48 hours. Very simple. That FTC report, picking up the phone and having it removed. Outside of that, family, as we're getting these accounts removed, let's say, you know, anything derogatory, or let's say we were to open up some cards with this EIN number, and as we're going through and, you know, we're getting approved for $10,000 to $50,000 credit cards, you know, and let's say we ever don't want to pay off one of these cards. We know how, with consumer law, how to discharge this debt. Let's say they report a late payment. We know how to get the late payment removed. And if they're not willing to get it removed, we'll take them through arbitration. And even just through pre-arbitration, we could get remedy as well too, which is what I've been teaching a lot lately as well too, is going through the arbitration and pre-arbitration process as well too. Really going out and getting the remedy, talking, you know, the money game to them, rather than just going through in circles, you know, trying to argue with them and, you know, trying to prove something when all we got to use is what they've given to us to use against them. And that's the agreement. And within the agreement, it literally tells us if there's any claim, anything you want to dispute, to go through arbitration, right? So the reason why they, you know, want us to go through arbitration is because, you know, we go through court and we sue them through the courts. Check this out, from if we sue them through the courts, you know, this is going to be on public record, right? A lot of times it's going to be public record. You know, if you guys go through the federal courts, it's going to be public record. You know, there's going to be a case, you know, study for what you guys are going through with them specifically. So that's why they tell you, yo, I'd rather settle it with you guys, give you guys money, hush money under the table to keep you guys silent, to continue violating millions of other consumers. That's why what we teach here on the channel is vital for us to go out and make sure that we're studying, educating ourselves, doing the necessary reading, taking the necessary steps. So I do definitely recommend getting that EIN set up. Once again, family, with that EIN, and if you guys do have any debt as a whole, and that's even with your social security number that you guys are looking to discharge, what I want you guys to go do right away is to go look in your agreement, go look for the arbitration provision, you know, go look for and read the arbitration clause. This is where they're telling you if you have any claims to read through this and take these steps. So they're telling you exactly what to do, you know, within the arbitration provision. So it's in all of the agreements you guys have. If you don't have the agreement, go look up the CFPB portal for credit cards. They have a whole database for credit cards, and all of the credit card agreements are very generic. So, you know, they're all very similar, you know, other than the fact that the company name and maybe a couple different things as well too within it. Outside of that, you guys can also go through ADR.org, the American Arbitration Association website, and you guys can find the arbitration agreement and clause through there for companies that are partnered with the American Arbitration Association. So, family, the EIN is the first way that I want to, you know, talk about, and just going out and learning. And this is the avenues and being able to, so that's just one route. That's if you do have negative accounts. That's if you did a late payment. That's for when you are getting the account set up. You are going to get the inquiries. Outside of that, family, what I want you guys to understand is with you having multiple credit reports, now you guys are able to go out. Let me set this down and talk to you. All right. Now you guys are able to go out, and now you guys are really able to leverage multiple credit profiles to get multiple credit cards and use a lot of the same sequences when it comes to credit card stacking. When it comes to building your guys' report and properly structuring it, I teach this with the 6 data points. I have a video on the page as well too for free on the public page. It was one of the last public videos that I had posted going over YBC's 6 data points. But once we get those, we can go out and get the funding, right? Once we've properly structured out our EIN numbers, once we've properly structured out multiple, you know, of these credit profile numbers, Now we can go out and acquire credit with these as well too. And imagine you guys just getting 5 credit cards per each EIN that you have. Let's say you have 3 EINs, that's 15 credit cards right there. All right, now that you have 15 credit, y'all looking for CreditGotti? Y'all want to say something to the tube? We live right now on the tube. We live on the tube, man. So if you guys got 15, let me show you guys, let me teach you guys something real quick. What you guys can do is you guys can add people onto each credit card as an authorized user. These authorized users will help aid your guys' credit report. It'll help your guys' limit. So if it's a $20,000 card and you guys only have, let's say, $1,000 card, it'll help your utilization in the aspect of it's not just going to be $1,000 being, if you got 800 out of that $1,000 credit card maxed out, your utilization is going to be about 80%. But now once we add on the authorized user, it's going to up it to over 21,000, adding on that $20,000 credit card. So it's going to lower that utilization. So authorized users are great in that aspect and just building out the report as a whole. At the end of the day, these lenders are looking at your guys' consumer report, in terms of the amount in which they're going to lend you as a whole right away, especially if you guys aren't familiar with consumer law, Title 15 as a whole. They're going to make sure that, they're going to check that consumer report and what's on it. So if we got the 6 data points in which these lenders are looking at, we're going to get approved. We're going to get approved for the highest limits and lines of credit to where now, as we have these lines of credit, we can add people on as an authorized user to these cards and charge them, anywhere from $500 to $1,000. You guys can have up to 10 authorized users per credit card. So if I have just for one card 10 clients and I charge them $500 each, right? That's $5,000 per every 60 days, right? That's just one card. Right, so off one card, you guys are making an extra $2,500 every single month off of having, these credit cards and where you're having authorized users added onto these cards. And it is great to know which cards and banks are best to add on authorized users, because if you got an American Express, they do not backdate anything. They'll only report the limit. They won't report the payment history or the age of that credit line as a whole. They'll just report really the limit of that credit card. But it is great to get an Amex also on your report, whether it be an authorized user or whatever it may be, so that as you guys go out and apply for these Amex cards, of course, I'm going to recommend the platinum and the gold. As you guys go out and apply for those, you guys will already have that relationship with them and that foot in the door to where, you guys will be able to get approved, especially with those 6 data points being hit, with higher limits and somebody just coming to them, never banking with them, not really having that trust factor with them. So that's just another route in which you can make and create cash flow off of consumer laws with the authorized user route, being able to have a strong built out as a bunny report to where now you're able to leverage your report and not only create income, but you're also helping people at the end of the day as well too, because you're helping people build out their credit report. And a lot of times those people are looking to go apply for credit cards, auto loans, mortgages, etc. Now you guys are helping those people be able to do these things by adding them onto a credit card, which is therefore reflecting onto their consumer report, which is ultimately helping them achieve the things in which they're looking to do. Outside of that as well too, Finley, if you guys got derogatory accounts, I seen somebody just drop today in the Discord that they had, some charge-offs on their report. What you guys can do is go through, especially if it's a debt collector, I'd really apply the pressure to the debt collectors, letting it be known that you're going to hold them applicable to the agreement that you have with the original creditor. Knowing that they only bought the debt for pennies on the dollar, you can let them know that you're going to be, holding them applicable, and they're going to, be fully responsible for everything within the arbitration provision that you have with the original creditor. And once again, going through the arbitration process alone is going to cost these companies tens of thousands, on their end. So they're not going to want to pay tens of thousands of dollars for a late payment that they can easily handle, or a collection account in which they're only looking to collect a couple $1,000s, maybe a couple $100s. So, once again, just going through the arbitration process alone is going to be tens of thousands of dollars. The first thing I always recommend that you guys do right away with these corporations is put them on notice. It tells you to put them on notice, and you'll put them on notice, and you guys all can simply do this in 5 minutes with a notice of dispute. You guys can go to ChatGPT and have ChatGPT help you draft up a notice of dispute for inaccurate accounts being reported on your consumer report. You can tell it exactly that. Then you can list out the accounts that are being reported on your consumer report. You can put the account number, any other account information you want to include in the letter within ChatGPT, and tell it to draft you up a notice of dispute letter, and it'll do such. From there, you can send that to the creditors. Once you guys receive, hearsay back from them, they'll probably tell you that it was validated or verified, or show you such. With these, they'll just send back, and them showing you is literally them just sending you the file, which is the agreement a lot of times. And that is even better, because if they do send you the agreement, now you guys got a copy from them of the arbitration provision, which would be the next steps that we would take, taking them through pre-arbitration, giving them the chance to settle, letting them know that the next steps we will take is going through arbitration, pointing out all of the fees that are going to be attached with going through arbitration. Not only are they going to have to pay for your filing fee, but the filing fee on their end as well too, and all of the fees that do come with going through arbitration. Before we even start the process, once again, I want you guys to understand that they're going to be in the negative over $10,000 before we even get started with the arbitration process. So if you guys just read the agreements, you guys can send them off the notice of dispute. After we've received the response of the notice of dispute, then we can send them the pre-arbitration. Once we receive the pre-arbitration response from there, if they're not willing to comply, if they're not willing to settle, then we'll simply take them through arbitration, and we could file that through adr.org. You guys can also, with the pre-arbitration, send them in an invoice through invoicegenerator.com. I always say, just as these debt collectors are attempting to collect debt from you guys, calling you guys consistently, sending you guys in invoices, we should be doing the same to them in attempts to collect from them, as they're infringing upon your guys' rights. And this isn't anything that I learned from the internet or from some guru, some course. These are all things that is public law. Right, you guys can all go read these on cornelllaw.edu. Everything which I teach is all Title 15. Title 15, if you guys go through and break it down, is commerce and trade. Right? Why are we talking about commerce and trade? That's because in pursuant to 28 USC 3002, number 15, the United States is defined by Congress as a federal corporation. So if I understand the sole purpose of any corporation, that's to generate revenue, that's to generate cash flow, right? And all businesses operate in commerce, right? Everything is a game of commerce when it comes to a business. Are those coyotes? Yeah, it does. They're right there, if so. They do sound like coyotes, huh? A little bit. It just sounds like too much to be dogs. They do what? Coyotes? They're white. All right, so yeah, after that we go through arbitration, invoicing them. Outside of that, the building out our reports, and the power of consumer law is being able to control that consumer report above all else. A lot of people talk about, let me see what percent I'm at. Okay, we're at 3%, so we're gonna end the live here. A lot of people talk about what's more important, the credit score or the credit report, AKA consumer report. Right, I say consumer report because without the credit score, there's still gonna be the consumer report. But without the consumer report, there is no credit score. The credit score is reflected and generated off of the consumer report, AKA credit report. So, it's all about controlling that consumer report, and with consumer law, you're able to control that consumer report. You're able to get any debt removed. You understand that debt as a whole is an illusion. You understand that all obligations are upon the United States, right? 18 USC 8, 28 USC 3002. You understand that everything is commerce, right? Commerce and trade, Title 15. Then we go into Chapter 41, right? The Consumer Credit Protection Act. We don't have any subchapter talking about a Consumer Debt Protection Act because there is no such thing, once again, within this corporation as debt. When the United States themselves are indebted to we the people over 36 trillion. So it's vital. And a book that I advise all of you guys do look into is The Fruit from a Poisonous Tree. Also a book called Living in the Private. Also another book, and I'm gonna have a link for all these books as well to attach to all my videos. But Five Crashes is another book called Five Crashes. That's a great book as well too. But it talks about the United States and the last crash in 1933 and the last bankruptcy, international bankruptcy that the United States had gone through. So we are at 2%. I want this live to save, so I'm going to end it here. And I may be going live again later on tonight. If not, I will be going live tomorrow morning, and 2 times every single day this week. So I'll see you guys. If you're not in the Discord, make sure to tune into the Discord so that you guys can get access to YBC's Monday Mindset call that we host every single Monday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So I'll see you guys there. Make sure if you guys are watching the replay to continue to get the likes up, share this with 3 people, and turn that notification bell on down below so you don't miss out on any of these lives that we do throughout this week. Peace, love, and light. CreditGotti. He's out, family. Peace and love.